Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Charles. There is no need to adjust your monitor. As you can see, we are not in our usual series of our Let's Play series on the memory. I have talked about this for a while, and we are now in what this will turn out to be, I think, episode 18 of Flashback Friday. And we are back on um, FS22 today, and I want to welcome everyone to Mars. We are apparently on Mars, inside of a dome. Now you wouldn't know to look at it, here. When I first started this series, my Mars series way back in FS22, when that was still current and running. None of these trees were here, none of this grass was here, nothing like that. We're actually in the backyard. We're in the backyard of my house here. Maybe I'll give you a tour of this house sometime. I can't get in it. I kind of loved this house. It's got an upper floor. The bedrooms are upstairs, but kitchen, dining room, all that stuff is down here. It got to the point where pretty much all the maps that I played on in FS22, I kind of put this house down. It was fairly cheap. It's just my quirky little style, so I loved that thing. As you can see, I've put in quite a few more trees. Part of the challenge in this series was to plant 10,000 trees, and so I have done that. You can see that we are covered over by a big dome, and the trees extend off either direction as far as you can see. It makes a ring around the dome up on this level, and then as I come forward here through the trees, you can see this is the rest of the dome, and there are smaller domes inside where this first one down at the bottom of the hill here, when I started in the dome, that was where all my equipment was kept and everything, but it wasn't really central enough to the dome, to the bigger dome for me. When I started, there were 15 fields, all the same size. And some of those fields I have joined together, either 2 fields or 3 fields in some places. Some I've left as singles, but I created, I think, 8 fields, something like that. And let's see, I better come along here. So we are on this map today because I have some harvesting to get done, and one of the crops that we need to harvest is right here, and it's sugarcane. Now we've planted that small field of sugarcane on the memory, and we're going to have to use that small equipment to harvest it with. And as you can see here, I have planted quite a bit more sugarcane. It cost an absolute fortune to plant this, and so I'm kind of anxious to see how it yields and things on here. You see there's another field of sugarcane over here. If we come up here, I think this is the first one I have planted in corn. The corn is not ready today, but I guess I'll end up giving you a little bit of a tour at some point. I've got an apple grove over here that's producing apples. It's an auto-loading trailer. This tractor is pretty much dedicated almost solely to pulling this trailer. I have a dairy here that is producing butter and cheese. Almost said bread. This is my mayonnaise factory down here, and as we can see, the trigger for that is full. You know, it's got the oil mill. I've put in another small oil mill here. It's got other factories down the side here. This one is a juice factory. I do have some small grapevines that I have distribute to this. We've got our spinnery here, and a bakery down here. There's a fermenter that I've put in, and this is somewhere that can take our fabric and take any cotton that we make and stuff like that. This is one of my filling stations where I can pretty much buy seed, fertilizer, herbicide, anything like that. We come into the center, and I'm passing some of my headers. I'm going to need some of these. No, I'm going to need some of those when the corn is ready. But today, let's see. Well, I'm not gonna. I'll give you a little teaser. This is the machine that we will be using to harvest our sugarcane today. So we'll do that. Coffee greenhouse here. The coffee greenhouse early on was one of the things that kept my farm going and progressing. You know, as you can see, it's definitely progressing. It's a well-oiled money-making machine. I think I've got like three harvesters. You can see back here, I've got three of these. I've got 3 of these seeders, and they're a multi-fruit seeder, so they'll seed and plant most everything. I've got 2 bigger seeders over here, and they will plant most stuff, not quite everything. Loading wagon and a trailer over here, and over in this shed is where I keep all of my tractors. And yes, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them over here, and then plus the 6th one over that you could see over on pulling the autoload trailer. The other thing that is ready to harvest today is cotton, and the cotton harvester is over here. This is something that I put in, something they originally meant to be the house, I guess, for where you would stay. Almost didn't get off on there. Like the house where you would stay, it's got a sleep jigger on the sofa here and everything. You're basically in a bunker. And you can see down here, this is one level of storage right here. That's number 2. But if we go downstairs again, you will see this is our cotton harvester. So, and stored nice and tightly on this. So it's 1. So let's go up and let's see if we can. See if I can remember how to. Okay, up it goes. Now, the question is, did I push the right button? No, apparently I did not. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, well, this is turning out to be a disaster. It's been a while since I've operated this thing. Go back up on the elevator and go outside and try and operate it from out there. Okay. This is supposed to bring the harvester all the way to the top. Okay. Well, we'll do it this way then. It didn't give me these problems the last time I got out of it. So, anyway, I have now reset it, so we have to run over to... Here's some of our cotton that's ready. And we have some big fields of cotton. This will give us a chance to look inside, and there is our harvester over here at the shop. Everything spawns right out here. I've created a little bit of a park over there. Now, if you can imagine, everything out here that wasn't a field was this color ground. And there were no trees up on the top or down below here. It was pretty lifeless, but, you know, we've created the, pretty nice little place here. Kind of Earth-like, you could say. And these are the domes. You can see how big these are inside, and these are the shops. You've got some sell points and buy points and stuff in here for some things. I won't go over all of them right now. And there are two. Let's see. Can't remember how to close them now, but there are two. Yeah, there they go. It's the big airlock doors, and I just usually kept them open because it was easier that way. So let's come over here. I just want to get. I'm gonna set a worker going on the cotton. You can see I actually have this. I have a traditional cotton harvester. Whereas on the memory, I have that little baler that gives me cotton bales and round bales that make them nice and easy to pick up. So I will set this guy on loose on the first field that I come to. Set him up to go. Need to unfold the trust him to get all of that. Now I'll go ahead and get over here. I have to run around that field if I don't want to go through it. There is no crop destruction on this, so it wouldn't hurt it if I did run through it or anything. And now we have, as you can see, the Homer 5.4 meter sugarcane fast header on this. The vehicle is the Homer T440 Custom. And oh my goodness, this thing has 2,350 horsepower. And oh my goodness, does it move. I can't remember. Let's see. Best way to go, I guess, is this way. Might as well start on this field right out here. Yes, first one that I come to. Okay, now our experience with this, I dare say, is going to be very different than our experience. Oh no. I didn't want to fold up the header. I thought I need to select the right thing. And unfold that. And put it back on the front. And start this. Yeah, you can see, and this is taking out 5.4 meters at a time, and it is moving fast, and I don't have to trail with any kind of, any kind of a trailer to put this in. It puts it directly in there. It's a self-contained operation. I can't remember what the capacity is on this harvester. I originally got this harvester. I have another header for it. I originally got this harvester to harvest sugar beets. Yeah, but you can see how fast it is. I mean, and I know, in comparison to like the grain headers and stuff, things like that you can get, this doesn't seem like a wide header. But imagine that I am using the one or what is it, one row or is it two rows, the harvester that we're going to be using on the memory. And thank goodness we were only using that on that small field. This is much, much wider than that. And doing a great job. I am almost 2 passes around. And then I'll stop here and take see how it's yielding. Yeah, we've made 2 passes around the field, and we have 118,018 liters of this. Now, I believe too that one of the things about sugarcane is that you plant it, you harvest it, and then you just wait and it comes back. So see that I'm going to be emptying this quite a bit. We'll go until we get our first load, and then I'll run over and get a tractor and a trailer. I've only got the one trailer, and it doesn't have, you know, an overly large capacity on it or anything. Nothing crazy. In fact, I think it's the trailer that I started this series with. It was part of the original equipment. A lot of the original equipment I've changed or upgraded along the way. When I first started the series and everything, in game it gives you, for the challenge that all the challenges that you had in the series or on this map, you know, it gives you 10 years to complete all those tasks, and I was able to do it in 5 years, 5 in-game years. So, and sugarcane was not one of the crops that we grew. It was only after we had to grow 6 crops, and we had to. It was part of the challenge was to grow 6 different crops and store 800,000 liters of each one of them in the colony silos. Which that was a little bit of a trick too, because the silos ended up not being big enough to hold all 800,000 liters of all 6, so we had to. Okay, we are full. I'm going to extend the pipe. And then we'll run back over and get. And this map is, you know, is so big. I do have my like 4 times multiplier on for when I'm running. Okay, this will get me back over. Let's see. I'll go ahead and choose this tractor here. It's one of my fence. And we might have to make several trips with this in order to empty that. There we go. Okay, as you can see ahead of us, we've got 4 domes. That other dome that I told you over there was started out as the 5th dome, or is the 5th dome, and it started out as my equipment dome. Since then, I have taken all the equipment out, re-landscaped inside of it, and put a horse enclosure in there. It was just part of the storyline while I was doing my series. And that series was done much more as much more of a role play than what this one is, or what our memory series is. It was not just a let's play. Yeah, that unloads pretty fast. Now, where we unload is all the way on the other side of the dome, where we set the cotton harvester going, so we'll be able to check its progress. Yeah, and we are We are really at one of my favorite times in this, where a lot of these trees get these autumnal colors. This is October. And yeah, I have a lot of fields in here to harvest with the sugarcane. I've got some big fields with the cotton harvester is still going, I guess. Yeah, and those things put out such big bales, it'll be a while before it kicks a bale out of the back. So, no idea how much we'll get. I actually had that cotton harvester since I started my Mars series, and over those 5 in-game years, I didn't grow any cotton. So I didn't. It wasn't one of my 6 crops, and so I didn't actually use it. One trailer load of sugarcane. We make 19,073. Okay. It's not too bad. It's a little lower than what I had suspected. I did not check to see what the best time of year was to sell it. I'm just selling it straight off the field. That sale point is what they call the export to Earth sale point. It's pretty much one of the only sale points on the map that I didn't put in. That's basically where everything that you sold would go, all your crops and everything. So anyway, let me get over and I will get this emptied, and I'll progress this. A little bit more, and I'll come back when we're kind of on another field, and we'll see. We'll kind of see how much we were able to get off this one field, because I think this one field is definitely not the biggest that not the biggest of the sugarcane fields that we have. So I will be back with you when we're a little bit further along, and I'll update you of where we are. Okay, everybody, as you can see, we have made 1 bale so far. I switched over my cotton harvester to the next field. I have my telehandler here. I wasn't sure if it would pick up one of these bales, but it does, so yay. I'm probably still going to have to take it kind of slow, or it'll tip over going around corners and things. But yeah, right now I have the sugarcane harvester on a worker. I did that so I could come and check on the cotton harvester, and it had indeed finished, and I had missed the notification. I have, let's see, I'm working right now, or the worker is working on the 5th field of sugarcane. So, let's see, that's the 5th one. That means there are 4 more to go, I believe. Wow. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of sugarcane, so maybe more than that, maybe 5. And I got smart too. I sold. I guess you saw me sell. No, wait, is this not where I sell? Okay, well that is not where I sell cotton. I'm going to have to go, since I didn't do any of it during the series. Oh, it did sell. Okay. $76,955. So that's what we got off that one bale on that one field. And it's doing another field the same size. This next field, I think, is 3 fields. So we should get like 3 bales off of that. Wow. Okay. It's going to take that. It's going to take that baler a little bit to finish. But anyway, what I did, I got smart. I had taken 2 loads of the sugarcane over to sell, and I went back to get another, and then I realized, oh well, wait a minute. You know, the harvester is just sitting here while I'm emptying it anyway, and making all these trips. I could just take the harvester, especially since it's so fast. You know, at one point I was moving it from one field to another, and oh yeah, it is 5 more after. I forgot about this one. This one is a double, one of these. You see this cotton field to the side here. Now take that size and take the space that's between these, add this space and 2 of that size field, and that's the size cotton field that we had, or of sugarcane field that we have there. And down here, of course, I'm driving around my Manitou here, and it's the slowest thing ever. Or not ever, but you know, slow at 15. And our biggest, maybe our biggest field anyway, is where these were some of the original 15 fields that I had, and they used to be 3 separate fields, and I joined them all together, and that is also sugarcane. So yeah, we've still got that in the future. So I'm gonna go park this. Let me park this, and then I'll there are some other little housekeeping things we need to do while I've got everything on workers, and then I'll wait for a notification that they are full or something like that, and then let's see, I think I can get through here. Maybe lower that down just a bit. I got through into the back of the building. And that's okay, because the tractor I need is in this direction anyway. So, see some other harvesters. There's some silos down here that I ended up not using during my gameplay. I had other silos in place. So anyway, yeah, I was telling you, I keep starting to tell you about the sugarcane. So I realized, you know, hey, stupid, take your harvester over, and it empties really fast. It'll be really easy. Let's see. Let's go ahead and load the apples while we're here. Okay. Looks like all of them. Yeah, that's the field that the worker is doing, and they are a bit slow at it. So let's see, let me make sure that let me disable auto load. Sometimes on this map I would forget to do that. I'm actually amazed that I remembered it. And then I would go by my eggs here that I have for my mayonnaise production, and it would load them back up. So always have to remember to get that. Okay, my apple sales. Right here. There we go. next, I'm going to go along here. I'll come down to my butter and cheese and activate the auto load again. And I'll just leave it activated. It's not going to pick up anything. Looks like he's just about full, so we'll have to go and empty that. And that'll give me a chance to show you what I have been doing. Okay, now is that all? Those. We also picked up our mayonnaise while we were going through. And our mayonnaise sale is down here. Now, I told you that the coffee production kept me, kept me afloat and kept me progressing and everything. The mayonnaise, wow, the mayonnaise really did. $490,820 for mayonnaise. I'd like to say that's because, mayonnaise is hard to come by here on Mars. That's actually what the reasoning for the high price that I used on during my series. But that mayonnaise production paid out that way no matter what map you were playing on. And keep in mind, we had all those productions and everything in order to keep us going, because on this map that's almost the only way that you had, because after I got everything figured out anyway, then the crops that I was going to sell, the only way that you had to make any money to buy new equipment or anything like that was the productions, because all of your crops were the crops that you were growing for the challenge, and you put those in a community silo, and you didn't get the money for those. Okay, another 16,968. So anyway, I did with the sugarcane, I did check when the best time to sell it is, and of course it is not now. It comes in July, I believe it was. So instead of bringing the harvester all the way to this side of the map, since I was working primarily in that other corner, instead of bringing it over here, I have a silo on the other side that I usually just reserved for putting my animal feed in and stuff. And it will, the capacity of that silo was like 10 million liters, and I had only used like 79 of it and everything. So I just started taking that harvester over there, and I'm dumping everything in. And I figure once I finish the harvest of sugarcane, then I can go over there, look and see how much sugarcane is in that, add to that our amount that I took over in the trailer, and that will give us our total for the day. Okay, our harvester is sitting over here and running. Dismiss the worker. I'll show you these domes as we pass are the domes that the animals are in. This first one here, you can see two airlocks kind of facing each other. The first one is for pigs, and the next one is the sheep dome. They were divided that way. I didn't have to keep them that way, but that's the way they were. So that's the way I kept them. It made it easier when I was going in to check on, food for one. I didn't have to go to every dome for a particular animal. So here's the silo, and you see how fast that unloads. That was much faster than making trips for 52,000 liters at a time, because this harvester will hold 250,000 liters, and I have emptied it multiple times, so we are going to come out with an absolutely gigantic number by the time we get all these fields done, because the fields I've been working on so far, these are the small fields. You know, this field is almost done. I'll go ahead and pick this back up. This field is almost done. I finished that original one that we were working on. Also this one here, and it's deceptive because it goes all the way to the wall back there, but it also goes a little bit behind that dome and over almost to the pig dome too. So, what about 2 runs down this probably? Or will it get it all? Yay, it got it all. Okay. Well, we're going to start our next field with a nearly empty harvester. This is the next one that I am going to do. I'll take the end off of it. Makes it a lot easier. Maybe take the end off of it a couple of times. It makes it easier on this end to not run into the rocks and the trees and stuff that I've placed there. Yeah, and there's the big kahuna there. That's the triple field. This is one of the fields that I added in. So far, every one of the fields that I've harvested sugarcane out of has been a field that I added. You know, the 15 fields were fine, but they weren't going to get me to my 800,000 liters on 6 different crops as fast as I wanted. Because at the time when I was playing this map and everything, it was right before, you know, well, I don't know how long before I started it. It ended up being like 46 episodes or something like that. And, you know, and, well, I've completely lost my train of thought, but, oh, yeah, you know, I was doing this and everything, and it was right before 25 came out, and then while I was toward the end of it, before I had finished, 25 came out. I got it. I started playing it just to kind of test it out, to see what was different. You know, at the time I was, you know, I talked about all the, you know, kind of some of the things that I didn't especially like about 25, that I like 22 better, and things like that. And in some ways there are still some things that I feel that way about. If you've watched any of my series, any of my series on the memory, then you know that I complained about a few things. Chief among them being the ground deformation. Yeah, see, I don't mind this, where I'm going in the field and it leaves tire tracks and stuff like that. I just, for some reason, the big depressions and the big ruts that it leaves in the fields, no matter really what state the ground is in, it doesn't have to be, you know, like freshly tilled or anything. It can be hard packed, and still it will leave that. Leave those ruts. So I really do prefer just the tire tracks. I wish it was an option that they had built in, like they do with other things. You know, that like they've got the natural disasters in there, and you've got a little trigger to or an option anyway, a button, a slider, I guess it is, to to select not to have natural disasters. And if you can select not to have those, why can't you select not to have the ground deformation? So anyway, here I am complaining about it in this series too. I am going to continue on with this, and I will update you again when we are hopefully near completion, and we'll kind of get a total on it, and then we'll kind of wrap up. I'll maybe have a couple more little things to do while I wrap up at the end, and then I'll put a close to episode number 18 of Flashback Friday. Okay, and I've come back when we are in process of this. We are emptying this yet again. We have made it almost a third of the way through this field, and I tell you what, I am running up against a little bit of a recording time thing. I have some other things I need to do today, so I think what I might do is go ahead and split this into a 2 episodes. So maybe get an episode 19 out of this as well. We're going to go ahead and empty that. Be done very soon. And there we go. I'm going to get out, and I'm going to run over here so you can see our sugarcane. We have, just today, we have put 2,646,000 liters in here already today, and we have a lot more to go. Add to that another 104,000. So okay, so that'd make it 2,750,000 liters. Just incredible. Obviously a very, very, very well, well yielding crop. I do want to take you on. Am I still in this? Yeah. If we get past the save. The highest that we are set to get, in July for, per liter is $375. So it doesn't pay, it's not the biggest payout per liter, but it does make a lot of liters off the field. So I think I am going to leave it here right now. Now I will show you one other thing. Something I did while I had the recording paused. Over here in this part, as you can see, all of these multicolored buildings that you see behind me here, all around here, those are all beehives. We had to put down I think it was like 10, 20? I can't remember. I think we had to put down 10. And it said the large size beehives. Now, I don't think they were talking about these because I had another mod downloaded. But I put these down, and I think it's essentially 4 of the... so every time I put one of these down, I think it, would have totaled 4 of what the regular beehives would have been. And this is the collection building for it. I love this. I wish this was, the regular collection point, the spawn point for honey, because most of them are so small, and in here they stack, and it can fit a lot more in here. Now, at one time, I used to pick it up that auto-loading trailer that we used for the mayonnaise and apples and everything. But it will only hold a maximum of 8,000 liters. And so I was transporting this, 8,000 liters at a time, and sometimes if it built up in here, I'd have to make trips. And I have since upgraded to this semi. I also have auto load in it, and it will load, and I can just leave it here. It's loaded everything in there, but you can see that it had some backed up, and it will every now and then spawn another one and put it in here. And you know, the old trailer that I used to carry it on only held 8,000 liters. This will hold 20,000. So I've already taken one load down today. I think it was like $69,000 or something like that. And honey is another one of those things that I don't even wait for. I've never even looked at what it was selling for at the time. It just, you know, I can't let it. It produces so fast that it stacks up there, so I have to go ahead. I basically sold that every day. So you can see we're working on this field of this triple field of sugarcane there. We've got this double one here left to go. I have the cotton harvester going on this big field here, and I'll have to stop it so I can get out of here too. I have another created field back here by the sawmill, and that is also in sugarcane. And this field here is also another created one, and it runs the entire length all the way back down to the other end down here. And not only this entire length, but then, you know, back down that entire thing up here against the wall, all the way down. So that's what we have left in sugarcane. So we have probably a bigger harvest of sugarcane left than what we have done so far. So anyway, I'm going to go down here. I have to be leaving here in just a little while, so I'm going to go down here and stop my cotton harvester. It did produce, on that other field, it did produce a bale like we thought. You know, it produced one bale per field. It did produce another bale, and I took that over and sold that one. And so if I can get in here without being run over, there we go. Maybe I'll let them finish this row, and then I'll stop them. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching for this long time coming episode. I've been talking about it for a long time, and it was episode 18 of Flashback Friday, which of course means that this you will be seeing this for the first time. It will go live on Friday, and probably at midnight. Midnight Friday, I guess. Or I don't know, would that be midnight Thursday? But anyway, 12 a.m. Is when it will premiere, anyway, Friday morning. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and if you have not already, please go down below and like and subscribe if you have not already, and leave me a comment. And if you would like to see future videos of this one or the memory, just ring the bell. So I will see you all next time. Thank you.